Hi everyone, my name is Shweta Yadav and in today's video we will be discussing Project Human Resource Management and Maslow's Hierarchy of Need. So starting with what is Project Human Resource Management? Here we have a definition. Human resource management refers to encompassing those activities which help in designing as well as coordinating human resource of organization to make best use of it. See, there is no point of using a sword instead of a needle or a needle instead of a sword. We need to identify our needs properly and hire an individual who can fulfill our needs. And also it's not all about hiring an individual or hiring some kind of perfect skilled or knowledge individual. It's also about motivating that individual as well. Like we not only hire that individual, we keep on motivating him to give his full to our organization. So it is not only a hiring process, it is like a ongoing process and involves several steps. And to understand those steps, let us go in more details. The first step being planning human resource management. Here we identify those requirements. As the definition also says, identifying, documenting project roles, responsibilities, and reporting relationships. So, what we are doing, we are identifying the role required for our project, the responsibilities that will be fulfilled in future by the personnel we are hiring, and the relationships that are to be reported in future. So, first we are identifying our need, and then we are hiring a person with those skills which can fulfill our needs. That is in our second step, acquiring the project team, getting the needed personnel assigned to and working on the project. And the third step being developing the project team, building individual and group skills to enhance the project performance. That is, we are building a team of those personnels which we hire. And the fourth step being the longest step, that is managing the project team, tracking team member performance, motivating them and providing them timely feedback, resolving issues, conflicts, and coordinating changes to help enhance the project performance. So this is the longest process. So we will be studying about this process in our PPT today. So motivating team members. Like there have been several theories of motivating team members. One of them being Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, Maslow hierarchy of need is known to be a best motivation theory by Abraham Maslow. Maslow hypothesized that within every human being there exists an hierarchy of needs. That is, first being psychological needs. That includes the basic bodily needs, that is, breathing, food, water, etc. The second being safety needs, that is, security of body, employment resources, morality, family, health, property, etc. And the third being social needs, that are love and belonging needs, friendship, family, sexual intimacy, etc. And the fourth being self-esteem needs, that are esteem needs, which are like internal factors such as self-respect, autonomy, achievement, etc. And the fifth and the last in the hierarchy, that is morality, creativity, spontaneity, and named as self-actualization. That includes that are drive to become what we are capable of becoming. It includes growth, achievement of our potential, self-fulfillment, etc. And moving forward to understand these needs in more details, we have first in our scenario the psychological needs. But let it be. Let us first understand the levels well. So, the first three levels that are like psychological safety and belonging needs, that are these levels of needs at the bottom are known as the lower needs, as they are related to one's existence and security, while the other top two levels needs are known as higher order needs, and they are concerned with the personal development and realization of a person, one's potential. Lower needs are the needs which people start with and they go on fulfilling those needs and moving up in the hierarchy. Although no need is ever fully gratified, a substantially satisfied need no longer motivates. So, thus, according it becomes substantially satisfied, the next one becomes the dominant. So, if you want to motivate someone, according to Maslow, you need to understand what level of hierarchy the person is currently on and focus on the satisfying those needs or the needs above that level. Now, we will be discussing these needs in more details. So, psychological needs. So, what psychological needs are? We have already discussed that these are some bodily needs. Now, these needs are basic needs having the highest strengths in terms of motivation. These needs are arising from our biological tensions created as the results of lack of food, water, shelter, etc. If people are not capable of uh, fulfilling these needs, they will not be able to concentrate on projects or whatever work is given to them by the organization. So these needs are the basic needs and are gratified, and then the next level need becomes more important and act as the motivator. So first we need to fulfill these needs. Next in our hierarchy is the safety needs. We have already discussed what safety need includes. These needs are for self-preservation. While psychological needs were for survival, but these are for self-preservation. These needs include those security, stability, freedom from anxiety that a human can feel if he is psychologically fulfilled, like not really fulfilled but substantially gratified, then he will feel the need for safety needs. These needs includes those security, stability, freedom from anxiety. If once these needs are gratified, they fail to serve as motivators anymore. And the next need, that is social need, starts arising. An individual cannot live an isolated life. A sense of affiliation becomes important for love, affection, compassion, and social needs. We cannot live without socially interacting, and nowadays it has become even more important. Like we are on all social networks, and we are like it is our basic needs these days, and we are like so used to it that like also we need like a child needs to be loved at home by his parents, and also he needs to interact with his classmates as well. He needs to be loved and affectionated by his classmates also. So these are also the third in the hierarchy of needs after these basic needs are substantially gratified. So moving on to the next need, to our next need, that is esteem needs. So here we can see esteem needs. What esteem needs are, that is we need to be recognized by others. Self-respect is something that is internally satisfied, but the feeling to be respected by others, being successful and feeling self-worthy, it is something else. Like these needs that are arise for being successful in life, feeling self-worthy, and being self-satisfied, capable of fulfilling the urge of for status, prestige, power, and being externally recognized by the people. These are known as esteem needs. People that are able to fulfill these needs, that they have started feeling that they are useful and have some positive influence on their surroundings. As soon as these needs are fulfilled, we move on to next in our hierarchy, that are self-actualization. At the highest level is the need to develop and realize one's capabilities. Now, see, in the last need, what we did, we were we wanted to be recognized by others, respected by others, and need to be successful in front of others. And now, what we want to do is we want to grow even further, realize our potential, our capacities. Now, The person need to know his potential to full extent possible. The needs this need get activated as the motivator when the other needs have been fulfilled. At this level, the person wants to excel in the skills, ability that he is able with as result. He speaks challenging work, assignments, and that require the creativity and talent. This need is like inner oriented, and the motivation is intrinsic in nature. This was all about the hierarchy of needs. Now let us understand what are its benefits and what are its limitations. Moving forward towards the benefit. So Maslow's theory of need, it received a wide recognition, particularly among the practicing managers and all. So it was because it was easy to understand, and it was a compelling alternative to the behaviorist theory. That is, the behavior study only considered psychological and safety needs as important. But this was the whole hierarchy of needs. And obviously, it attracted many practitioner managers towards itself. But unfortunately, it was not validated by the researchers. So, moving forward toward the limitation. Okay, first let us discuss the points I mentioned. That this theory provides a useful summary for human needs, as we all know, and we have all might have observed this that these hierarchy of needs are like easy to understand, and we know that it happens this way. And so the next point, that is, it also helps marketers to focus on advertising appeals and specific needs shared by a large segment and to target their market. So we might have seen that some things are to be advertised, and if they are meant for the lower society or the middle society or the high society, these societies are the division according to their needs. Like lower society that which lower society people which need to which are more looking for their basic needs to be fulfilled will buy such products which will satisfy their basic needs. So all the advertised and market is targeted in such a way in order first they target the population they want to attract towards their product, and they make an advertisement according to that. So that is what these needs help many managers and many other people to organize such advertisements or make their decisions in some way. But unfortunately, the researchers don't validate it. And let us see why. So moving forward towards our limitations. That is limitation of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Here we have the major problem with Maslow's hierarchy of needs is that the theory is that it cannot be tested empirically. Maslow provided no empirical substantial, or several studies that sought to prove it, they found no support for it. So it was never proved that there was not even a little evidence about with the need structure that are organized by Maslow, that unsatisfied need motivate and the satisfied need activates a movement to a new level need. There was no evidence and no support to prove this theory right. And the old theories, especially the initiative logically one, apparently die hard. So we can also say there is no way to measure precisely that how satisfied one level of need must be before the next higher level and need becomes more operative. Also, the model is too simplistic. That is, the same product or a service can satisfy several needs at once. Yes, we have seen it many times that a same product can satisfy several needs. The model lacks empirical support of ranking and ordering of all the needs. See, I can give an example for this. Like some people have said that the hierarchy that if it applies at all, it is based on U.S. culture, that it can be based on the environment we are living in. Like in Japan, Greece, and Mexico, where there is like uncertainty. Uh, Most of the times, these people are uncertain, and the environment conditions are so bad, where uncertainty avoidance is like the strongest characteristic. So their what needs will be at the top. Their strong security needs will be at the top, right? And the countries which score high on nurturing characteristics, such as Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and Netherlands, their social needs will be at top. And what will motivate them more is the group work, right? So the model lacks empirical support. Like it is not, matlab, it is limited to some environment, or it lacks the environment features and the characteristics that can lead to some other needs. Ranking and ordering can differ. That also suggests that the model is too cultural bound, that it lacks validity across different cultures and assumptions of hierarchy, and restricted to only Western cultures. But some researchers have still attempted to revive the components of need hierarchy concept using the evolutionary psychology. The purpose that lower needs are a chief concern for an immature animal, and the primitive nervous system and the higher needs are more frequently observed in the mature animals, and using such kinds of proves that lower needs are more felt by immature animals and higher needs are for mature animals, and they were more felt by mature animals. So they also noted that distinct underlying biological systems of different types of needs. So the time will tell us whether the revision of Maslow will be useful for practicing managers or not. So that was all for today. We'll see it later in the future.